said, I must still explain the final year-end procedure. Ek het mos gesê ons moet die finale jaar-eind prosedure verduidelik. So we are back at activity 1. Can you please make sure that you have activity 1 open? Maak seker jy het activiteit 1 oop. Let's just quickly show you the accounts. Kom ek wys gou vir julle die rekeninge wat ons so ver gedoen het. We know about, remember we started with a certain number of shares in issue en dit was die bedrag wat ons ontvang het. Then we issued another 100,000 shares en dis die bedrag wat ons ontvang het. We bought back shares from somewhere. Ons het aandele van iewers af teruggekoop, kan julle onthou? Somebody wanted to sell the shares, onthou dit? You now know how to calculate the average issue price. Ons het die geld wat ons gebruik het om die aandele terug te koop, the extra bit we had to take from the company savings. Kan julle onthou van die maatskappy se spaargeld? What is the company savings? The retained income. In your mind, you must see retained income as the money that belongs to the company, because retained income is that part of the profit that the company keeps for itself. Bouwe inkomste is mos daardie deel van die netto wins wat die maatskappy vir homself hou. So in my kop praat ek van dit is die maatskappy se spaargeld. And the company, when the company wants to buy back shares, meaning the company invests in itself, must use it, the company savings. Ek kan nie vir jou die aandeelhouder vra om vir my te help betaal nie aan the company. Is julle by? Remember that? We said that, right? Then there was, at the start of the year, we owed SARS money, ons moes dit terugbetaal het. We made 2 provisional tax payments, remember? 2 voorlopige belastingbetalings, because that's what the Companies Act and the tax act actually requires us to do. En dit maak het ook op die ou end vir die maatskappy makliker. It's easier to pay bit by bit than have this one big amount at the end of the financial year that you have to pay to SARS. Ons het 'n saldo gehad vir aandeelhouers vir dividende. That was the money that was promised at the end of last year. We had to pay it this year. En dan het ons mos aan die einde van hierdie jaar gesê dat ons, dis die dividende wat ons vir die jaar verklaar het. Remember that? So, nou moet ons, ek moes nog gegaan het, ons is nou hier gewees, yeah, up to here. We were up to there. Onthou jy dit? Nou die laaste stukkie staan. The net income according to the profit and loss account was 2.9 million. Ek wil net gou vir jou die prosedure verduidelik. You will see I actually made the, how do you calculate profit? First of all, you know that profit consists out of a gross profit and a netto wins. Gross profit you calculate in your trading account. Jy maak dit was in jou handelsrekening bereken. Ja, juffrou. Wie? Ja, ek het 'n foto van jou, maar kan jy net gou aan die einde van die program kom? Of kan iemand net 'n foto van die arme kind neem? Kan jy met my foon of met jou foon? Ek sê gou 'n foto vir Anne. Dan gaan jy vir my stuur. Ek het nodig vir die ek het nodig vir die e-bulletin want jy het mos vir die sport goed gedoen. So okay, dankie. Right. So when we nothing has changed in your calculation of the gross profit. Dis presies dieselfde wat jy in graad 10 gedoen het, wat jy in graad 11 gedoen het. It's a trading account. You know that it's sales minus your debtors allowances on the credit side and on the debit side cost of sales. Die verskil tussen die twee gee vir jou bruto wins, and from the gross profit you must transfer to the profit and loss account. Dit het nie verander nie. Nothing has changed. Still exactly the same than what it normally was. Dan in die wins en verlies, there you calculate your net profit. Al wat ek gemaak het by die wins en verlies, ek het net die 2 nuwe uitgawes gaan inskryf. It is trading account, which is your gross profit, dan al jou inkomstes, all your normal incomes, almal van hulle, minus all your expenses. The only reason why I wrote audit fees and director fees is because those are the 2 new expenses. Hulle is die 2 nuwe uitgawes. Shareholders or ordinary share dividends is not an expense. Gewone aandele dividende is nie 'n uitgawe nie. Dis verdeling van die wins. So income tax and dividends are not normal expenses. That is sharing the profit, and that's what I have to teach you today. How do we share this net profit here? The one you calculate in your profit and loss, like you've always calculated the net profit, is presies dieselfde, which means that your statement of comprehensive income will look the same up to net profit. It will start with sales, cost of sales, bruto wins, other operating incomes, gross operating profit, bedryfsuitgawes, net operating profit, profit before, dan kry jy mos jou rente inkomste by, profit before interest expense, and then minus the interest expense, and then you have net profit. Dit lyk nog presies dieselfde. There are no new adjustments either. There are two new expenses. Daar's twee nuwe uitgawes. Directors fees and audit fees. Maar dis gewone uitgawes, soos enige ander uitgawe is. So up to there, your statement of comprehensive income is still the same. Dis nou wanneer jy by die netto wins kom, that you now have to indicate in that statement who's going to get that profit. En al wat jy in die staat van omvattende inkomste wys, you show what is the income tax, because remember, even if you don't give any money to the shareholders, SARS is definitely going to will want to have part of your profit. Is julle by? So ons kom nou by die verdeling van die wins. And where do you share profit? Last year when you were in grade 11, you used the appropriation account to share the profit between the partners. Kan julle onthou? Verdelingsrekening is gebruik om die wins tussen die vennote te verdeel. We must still share profit. Hoe gaan jy die wins nou verdeel? Don't write, I'm going to explain. You will start, ek gaan nou bedrag insit. You will start with the net profit. Jy gaan met die netto wins begin. Ek gaan dit uitvee wat ek met bedrag hier inskryf. Where do you get this net profit from? Waar kry jy dit? Van jou wins en verlies. So this will come from profit and loss. Want dis mos waar jy jou wins uitgewerk het. Do you understand that? So you will still start with net profit. Do you understand this, people? Who is going to share in this? Wie gaan hier in deel? First of all, SARS. Wat gaan jy vir Said moet gee? The income tax. You don't have a choice. Jy kan nie vir die inkomstebelasting sê, ja, maar ek sê lus vir jou vir hierdie jaar, ek betaal jou sommer niks nie. The profit, if this is 10 rand profit, SARS wants its bit. There's no getting away from that. So you must, that net profit that you've calculated in the profit and loss must be shared. SARS definitely want its bit. If there's a net loss, then obviously SARS is not going to get anything. Maar ons gaan nooit met 'n netto verlies werk in die skoolsisteem nie. We only work with a net profit. Right, so SARS is right at the top. SARS wants its money. Wie moet dan nog geld hê? Who else must get money? Shareholders, wat gee ons vir hulle? Dividends. So we have ordinary share dividends. Because if you don't give your shareholders anything, they're not going to be your shareholders very much longer. But ek ken niemand wat geld wil hê en sê, alright, ek wil niks terug hê nie. It's not just that, it's not human nature. When you do something, you want something back. Dis ongelukkig hoe die mens is. As jy vandag vir iemand 'n gunsie doen, môre as jy vir hom vra moet hy vir jou iets terug doen. Is dit nie so nie? That's human nature. Nobody does anything for nothing, for free. If you invest your money in a company, it's not because you love the company, it's because you want to see your investment grow and you want something back. Mense kan maar vir jou sê, ek is so lief vir jou, jy kan my geld gebruik. It's not going to last very long. That love is not going to last. Is julle by? Are we fine? So we're going to give them ordinary share dividends. So vir die aandeelhouers gaan ons gewone aandele dividende moet gee. And then who else would like to have some of this money? We, the company. Is dit nie so nie? Ek die maatskappy moet geld hê. Or what do we call the money that I keep for myself? Retained income. Power inkomste. So can you see that the appropriation account, like you've done last year, is used to share the profit. Die verdelingsrekening word gebruik om die wins te verdeel. But before you can share the profit, you must do all those adjustments and you must get to a net profit. En jy gaan nooit 'n handelsrekening en 'n winste-verliesrekening kry om te doen nie. You are going to get the statement of comprehensive income to do, because there you calculate your net profit. With all those adjustments, the X van die huur is still there, the X of the rent is still there. There must be an accrued expense. So audit fees will be an accrued expense, or directors fees can be an accrued expense. Dan alle gewone aansuiwerings is nog steeds daar. Yes. No, they never ask, the grade 12 final papers never ask ledger accounts, they ask statements and notes. Daar is nie eintlik grootboekrekeninge nie. Because ledger accounts is what the pastel accounting will do. The statement is what you have to do. Daar is nie eintlik grootboekrekening nie. We're just using the ledger accounts to explain the concept of the debit and the credit. Dis al wat ons doen. Are we now fine? Is jy nou by? Nou kom ons kyk watter inligting is daar nou in die oefening. Let's see. First of all, they give us the net profit. Hulle het vir ons gesê die netto wins, wat het staan daar, het ek het gesien. The net income according to the profit and loss was 2,9 miljoen. So after all these the final accounts were done, hierso het gestaan 2 million to nou, dis hoe dit so die rekening sal gelyk. Do you understand that? Ek het nie die hele rekening nie. We don't even have the information to do the whole account. We don't have the information. Ek het 'n bietjie beter skryf hierso. Ek net kyk of ek dit kan doen. Ek wil dis kyk weer. Okay, ek gaan nie, nee, moet dit doen nie. Let me do this, just take this away. Right. Are you fine with this? For you to get that amount, you have to do the statement of comprehensive income. Is julle by? Right. So what is in the appropriation account? Hoe verdeel ons nou die wins? What is the amount that we're going to share? I'm going to write in here now 2,9 million. Verstaan almal hoe ek waar die bedrag vandaan kom? Do you understand? I have to remember, if you have to share the profit, I must give you the profit. Because if you don't have the correct profit, how on earth are you going to share it correctly? So ek moet vir jou die regte wins gee. We normally give you the profit and you have to work up or down depending on what the question wants. Sê daarbey? The date aan die einde van die jaar, wat is die einde van die jaar? 31 Augustus 20, wat was dit? 2021, it was August the 31st. Are you okay with that? So we have to supply, sometimes we give you the net profit, sometimes we give you the income tax, and we tell you income tax is 50%. Dan kan jy dan die netto wins gaan uitwerk, ja. You understand this? So we will always, because if your net profit is wrong, the rest of your calculations are going to be wrong. Verstaan julle dit, mense? So now we know that's the net profit. Ingeskryf in die verdelingsrekening. Why in the appropriation account? Because we are now going to share that profit and they must tell us how to share it. Ek moet vir jou sê hoe moet dit gedeel word. Dat tel vir jou, sê vir jou, inkomstebelasting word bereken teen 30%, 30% of that profit must go to SARS. Right. Nou kom ons kyk gou-gou. Kom ons doen sommer die sommetjie hierso. 2,9 million times 30% is what SARS is our tax assessment. Dis wat volgens die inkomstebelasting tabelle wat ons nou vir Said, wat hulle van ons verwag, gives me 870,000. So you get that, you get your tax assessment. SARS will notify you, you will get an email that says SARS has issued an IT12, that is your tax assessment. And on there, they will tell you, this was the income of the business, dis die wins gewees, according to the tax tables, moet ons nou, jy skuld jy 800, that's what your tax for the year is.
All the vendors who are going to attend prize giving, last year's about 03 debits, this year's about 9 as well, so please use them. Please ensure that the correct people leave the glass shop. And let us line up at the touch shop, please. You know who they are.
Okay, now,
Please contact the office.
right, listen, I'm going to carry on. I will put the link on the. Dus moet dit, ek moet dit vandag klaar maak, né? So die wat moet gaan moet nou eers gaan. Those that have to go, please go. Those of you must go for the morning one. There's going to you. This what we're doing now is homework for exercise 2. Okay. I mean, you guys going to carry on. You will have to check the link. Okay. Thanks. Right. Okay. So this is what the tax assessment, this is what SARS tells us we were supposed to pay during this year. So ons moet eers daai inskrywing gemaak. So income tax, kom ek gaan hier skryf. Income tax in this for SARS account, ek soek dit gou SARS, according to the tax tables and the assessment we received on the 31st of August. SARS says income tax for the year, inkomstebelasting vir die jaar, vir hierdie maatskappy, 870,000. This is an sharing of the profit. So as jy in your joernaal moet skryf, sal jy in die algemene joernaal skryf. We're not doing journals. You don't need to worry about the folios. I just wanted there for complete sake. Right. Can you now see that SARS income tax has a credit entry? And you said the other account income tax must be debited. So ek moet dit nou in die inkomstebelastingrekening gaan skryf. Do you understand? Because we are sharing the profit. And income tax is sharing the profit, part of sharing the profit. Is julle by daarmee? Do you understand this? Jada, you fine? The date is 2021. It's August the 31st. Who do we owe this money? Ek moet in hoofletters skryf. We owe this to SARS. And why do we owe this? For income tax. Remember, there are two more SARS accounts. As jy hierdie jaar nog gaan leen, 2 more. Ek weet jy het een al geleer, jy gaan die ander een hierdie jaar leer. Okay. Right. And the amount this would have been a general journal entry that sorry you all remember you don't need to worry about this 870. Right. I'm going to leave it there for now. So now we know what the tax is that we're supposed to pay. The part that SARS wants from the profit of our company. En dan wie het nog geld gekry in 'n jaar? Who's the other group of people that needs to be given some of this and dit is mos 'n gewone aandele dividende. Now can you see that both income tax and ordinary share dividends are nominal accounts? Kan jy dit sien? You see they are nominal accounts. Nominale rekeninge moet jy mos afsluit aan die einde van 'n jaar. Nominal accounts must be closed off at the end of the financial year. You have 3 final accounts. That's 3 finale rekeninge. Trading account for the gross profit. Wins en verlies vir die netto wins. And appropriation for sharing the profit. Income tax and ordinary share dividends is sharing the profit. Do you understand that? Ek het dit vir jou gewys. So where to will you close these 2 accounts off? Nou watter rekening moet jy dit afsluit? Appropriation, because we are sharing. This is sharing the profit. Ons deel die wins. We don't have a choice. We must share with SARS. SARS is not going to give you an option. You will be silly not to share with shareholders. Because if you don't share, you're not going to have that shareholders next year. And if all your shareholders decide to put their shares up for sale, then the value of your shares are going to drop. Verstaan julle dit? Dames, verstaan julle dit? Is julle okay hiermee? So, income tax and ordinary share dividends are nominal accounts that you must close off when you share the profit. And wait, in which account do you share your profit? Appropriation. So hulle gaan verdelingsrekening toe. Do you understand that? So if I want to take this to the appropriation account, what do? I first of all see there's only one amount, so obviously it will be 870,000 on that side as well. It's 2021, it's still August. on the last, I'm taking this to the appropriation account because that's where I am sharing the profit. Ek vat dit na die verdelingsrekening. Die verdelingsrekening is waar ek die wins gaan verdeel. If you had to do a journal, it would have been the general journal. Ons doen nie journale nie, I'm just showing you. I have to indicate that this account is now closed off. I'm not going to total or anything because it's one amount, both sides exactly the same amount. Is julle all right? Ek gaan nou na die verdelingsrekening toe. I'm going to bring the this up. Kan ek nou hierdie weghaal? Kan ek hierdie year end procedure weghaal? Want ek het dit nie gebruik om te verduidelik. Right. Let's go there. There's the appropriation account now. Daar is my inkomstebelasting on one page that jy miskien bietjie beter kan sien. This is the last bit of the work, sharing the profit. We've calculated the profit with everything, all the adjustments, met al die aansluitings. Ons gaan binnekort so 'n oefening doen. Ek soek net vir inkomstebelasting. I'm looking for the income tax account here. Right. Hier is die inkomstebelastingrekening. I've said I'm going to share the profit by giving SARS, not really have a choice, but SARS must get some of it. Which account do I use? The appropriation account. Ek weet gaan dit as in mekaar sit, jy mooi kan sien. There's my appropriation account. Ek gaan 'n bietjie kleiner maak wat jy kan sien. You know that every credit needs a debit. Daar's 'n krediet. There's the debit. Can you see that? The date is still 2021. Ek weet dit is nou klein op die skerm, maar jy moet maar probeer kyk. If this is still the 31st, you do the sharing on the last day of the year. As jy in die regte lewe is, sal jy 'n algemene joernaal inskrywing maak. And there goes the 870,000 of the net profit goes to the shareholders. Is julle by? Are we fine? Are we okay? Sorry. Is julle by, mense? Same thing we do with ordinary share dividends. Hoeveel geld is daar altesaam gegee? This time, two amounts on one side, so I need to total both sides. Kry julle ook 1047? Kyk of ek reg optel. Hoekom maak nou so? 10. There we go. Same on this side, 1047, 123. The year is 2021, there's nog steeds Augustus, it's still the 31st. Sharing this, which account do I use to share? Appropriation. Ek verdeel mos, ek deel mos nou die wins. So I will take this to the appropriation account. Ek deel die wins, so ek vat dit na die verdelingsrekening toe. In real life, this would be a general journal entry, sal 'n algemene joernaal inskrywing wees, 047. Again, there you see there is a credit. Where will you find the debit? In the appropriation. Ek soek net 'n ander keer. Right. Daar staan gewone aandele dividende. This would have been a general journal entry. Dit sal 'n algemene joernaal inskrywing wees. And 104, there we go. Are we fine? Het ons nou die wins verdeel? Did we share the profit? Yes. Right? Maak weer 'n bietjie groter. So what happens? We had 2.9 to share. Ons het gegee vir die Said. We don't have a choice. They definitely want their money. Whatever is now left, wat ook al nou oor is, hoe bereken ek wat oor is? I take the 2.9 minus the 870 minus the 1047. Share the buy. Are we fine? Share the buy? Okay. Ek moet kyk of ek reg aftrek want ek wys met my sakrekening. Kry julle ook 983, 983? Right, this is 983,000 and that is what the company is keeping for itself. Where does the company keep its money? In retained income. Do you understand this? Can you see that you wrote here? The other account concerned is retained income. Can you see it staan daar? So dan moet jy dit mos nou in behoue inkomste gaan skryf. Does it make sense? Or can I go to retained income? I sometimes wish I had a big screen that you can see how, but daar is ek het nie daai likse nie. So I have a retained income. Jy het 'n behoue inkomste rekening daarbo iewers. 2021, it's August the 31st. The money comes from the appropriation account. Van die verdelingsrekening af. This would have been a general journal. Jy hoef dit nie in te sit nie. Ek net vir my onthaal wat ek dit nou insit. 983. Is julle all right? Are we fine? Now what remains? All that remains now, all balance sheet accounts must be balanced. Dis al wat oor bly, because there are no nominal accounts left. As soon as you've done the appropriation account, that's done. En het jy nie meer nominale rekeninge nie. Why not? Because in the nominal account section, you find the income and the expenses. Income and expenses were closed off to trading account and profit and loss. Nee, dis was afgesluit. Wins en verlies is afgesluit na die verdelingsrekening. What did you do in the appropriation account? You shared the profit. The two accounts concerned was income tax, now closed off to appropriation. In gewone aandele dividende, ordinary share dividends, closed off to appropriation. Appropriations, the remaining profit, you just transferred into retained income. So you shouldn't have any nominal account